special edition of Edification is inspired by the great work I have been privy to by a humble Grenadian introvert who continues to stand in the gap with dedicated service that is showing growth from strength to strength daily. This little girl with a feisty spirit was put on this earth as a vessel for greatness, even though she didn't realize it until she encountered a position as a DJ announcer on radio back in the day when radio was all over the place like a bus kite. I am sure she was seeking a resting place among our then crackerjack style audio broadcast medium. I recall encountering her by mere accident while driving through the streets of St. George's, switching from station to station looking for something to compare with the many competitive, upbeat, structured radio stations in Miami. Needless to say, I was fooling myself to think such level could be found here, until alas, I found the station she previously was aligned with before making the correct move to Power 95 FM, a breath of fresh air for radio broadcast in Grenada and across the region, I dare say. What a worthy comparison with upbeat, energetic, modern, clear and clean transmission as effortlessly obtained in the international arena. When I first heard her, I thought, let me listen for a while before I accept her too easily and get disappointed. Interestingly, I had a good feeling. Don't talk about when I heard her slip in and out of the vernacular to emphasize her points. I realized there and then we are dealing with a naturally effective communicator. Her diction was so good and her points lined up well enough to encourage me to connect. When I could not take it anymore, I called a friend to ask him to look up the radio station's telephone number for me so I can make that call while driving. When I called the station, I identified myself and requested to speak with her. I was told she is on air and is not taking any calls. I insisted that I speak with her, and hesitantly, the young man who answered asked me to hold, as he had to check with her. She agreed to take the call. I congratulated her profusely, and after a while of chatting, we exchanged numbers. I wished her well and moved right along. I continued to tune in to her whenever I was in the car. For that matter, the dial was set on that station. It took me 2 years before I actually went in to put a face to this person with whom I was speaking from time to time. I recall hearing her say her birthday was 1st February, and anyone who wants to visit her better make sure they are not coming with their 2 hands swinging. Of course, I laughed. I thought it would be a great idea to pay her a surprise visit, bearing a gift of sorts. And yes, I did. That was the first time I met her in person. In those days, she was as fat as a flex, very slender. I recall telling her for the mouth she has on her, I really expected someone bigger and older. I literally saw her grow in her radio career. Wow, and I am forever proud. I speak here of no one other than Aruna Neptune, who has truly earned the moniker of Queen of Radio in the entire state of Grenada. She has blossomed into a strong brand just by being her authentic self. It was a blessed day I reached out to her 11 years ago, and since then, we have never been asunder. She is receptive to new ideas, new suggestions, and even correction. She is accepting of my Germanic frankness and sees it as a strength and not a flaw. She realizes that I mean nothing personal by it, and therefore it gives her the opportunity to know where she stands with me. Aruna reminds me of someone dear to me who has encountered similar struggles among our local population who would put themselves out to accept outsiders ahead of their own. I want to believe that she has come to realize, like that dear friend, that this rudderless society we live in is programmed to never give anyone among us a chance to blossom. This proud Granbra native, who went through the motions of our local education system to complete at SJC Grenville, has done herself proud to be well positioned at Grenada's innovative and relevant radio station, which exudes nothing but true power on a daily basis, with its visionary owners, the Langines, and its effective program director, and of course great team members with ultra-modern programming. I am glad that I had an eye out for this focused talent and went with my gut feeling about her. Her evolution on radio is unmatched and hard to beat. I am sure the thought that went into hiring her to make the move from where she was to where she is today at Power was well made, and both Glenn and Denise deserve commendation to have such a receptive vessel to invest their time and other resources in as they continue to build a world-class radio empire right here in Grenada. Aruna, you embody Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's utterance. Look at a man as he is, and he only becomes worse. But look at him as if he were what he could be, then he becomes what he should be. You need to put all on notice, according to Martin Luther King Jr. You may not be the woman you want to be. You may not be the woman you ought to be. You may not be the woman you truly can be. But thank God you are not the woman you once were. A lot of us here are truly proud of you and who you continue to evolve into. Your programming has exploded to the point where your producers behind the scenes are investing in your abilities by fetching the most reputable and sought-after talents who are accepting of your invitation to come into the ladies' room to have serious discussions with you. As you continue to press on, never forget how far you've come, everything you've gotten through, all the times you've pushed on even when you felt you couldn't. All the mornings you got out of bed, no matter how hard it was. All the times you wanted to give up, but you got through another day. Never forget how much strength you have developed along the way. Aruna, as Steve Jobs once said, you will never make history in your comfort zone. Keep pushing the envelope to your unlimited possibilities.